All eyes are on Pi Network. Pi is the top performing cryptocurrency in the top 100 today, and for good reason. Tomorrow is Pi Day, so the 14th of March, and that means we've got a 6-year anniversary of the launch of the Pi project. Now there are also some other events that are coupled with that date, and that's why people are buying. Let's try to figure out whether or not it still makes sense to buy Pi. Pi is now the 11th largest cryptocurrency. It's half the size of Tron and 1/6 the size of Solana, with a market cap of 12 billion. Now we're currently at $1.73 and we're up 21% today, more than any other token. And this is likely not just market manipulation by the whales. There's real attention. And here's data only us influencers have access to. This is the recent Pi Network video published yesterday. It got 2.5 times the views of any other video on this channel. In other words, people are trying to figure out what's going on with Pi. People are searching for Pi as well. At the time of publishing of the video, we were at $1.48. Again, now we are at $1.73. So I try to publish videos on cryptocurrencies early. I try to always cover what might make sense to pay attention to. So feel free to subscribe. Now we've been talking about the basics of the project already in the prior video. So feel free to search for that. Huge Pi Network news incoming. And we've already covered how there is a lot of adoption. So there's 4.2 million followers on Twitter and 3.4 million subscribers to the Telegram channel. Now what's so special about the 14th of March for the Pi Network? It is simply how the number Pi starts, the 14th of March. But what are people anticipating? First of all, not everything around this date is sunshine and rainbows. There are very high expectations and some people got disappointed. Because if you use the Pi Network app to mine your Pi tokens and you want to now move this to the main network and do the KYC in order to do that movement, you've got the deadline of the 14th of March. 8 AM UTC is the deadline. That's when the grace period ends. And there had already been multiple extensions before. But here's the issue. That KYC application, that KYC process is not going that smoothly for everyone. So for example, have a look at this. This is the Twitter post announcing how the grace period ends. But one comment directly below this is already how somebody got stuck at step number 9 of the KYC migration. Here's another post on Reddit, how somebody might lose 40,000 Pi because of an unverified referral balance. And if we dig a bit deeper, right, there's also a linked video on how to go through the KYC process. And if you check the comments on that video, at number 1, you've got to fix this. We're almost all stuck at step 9. All these years of not exploiting our Pi. It's devastating. I feel betrayed. So there's clearly a huge community. There are millions of people that downloaded the app, that click on that button to mine the Pi. They now waited for this conversion to mainnet to potentially afterwards, of course, sell off some of the Pi. And many people can't verify themselves with this KYC process. And now the deadline is looming. And that resentment is obviously understandable, right? A project that has been around for 6 years, people logging into the app every single day, having very high hopes, and now not getting those hopes fulfilled. That's of course a problem, right? This might turn around the overall bullish momentum quite quickly. Now here are the high expectations around tomorrow. It's a listing on the major exchanges, especially on Binance. We've already got our listing on Gate.io, BitGet and OKX. OKX was the very first centralized exchange that adopted Pi. But people are waiting for the Binances, Coinbases and Krakens of this world. Now there had been a Binance survey, a community vote, whether or not Pi should be listed, and that was overwhelmingly responded positively. 88% of voters agreed with the listing. And when we look a bit closer, we've also got a bit of trading volume already on xt.com. Now I don't have a proof for this, but my impression is that xt.com is closely affiliated with Binance. The websites look very similar. The technology both platforms use seem to be the same. And so xt.com could simply be the first playground for Binance to test out whether or not it makes sense to go major on the real platform. It seems like the community or the pioneers, they tend to get somewhat nervous. Because have a look at this Reddit post. The world's largest crypto exchange, Binance, got hit with 1-star reviews as Pi Network supporters protest lack of listing. So when the community is bombarding the exchange with bad reputation, that's of course not necessarily helping. Have a look at this Twitter post by the CEO of Bybit, Ben Zhao. He called Pi a scam, and he says that Bybit will not list Pi. And of course, there had been a reply by the Pi Network core team as well. Feel free to pause this video and check this post as well. It's really important that the following days will be dealt with properly, that the people that earned Pi over the long term will get their funds approved, and that at the same time we see enough demand, purchasing demand on the centralized exchanges to keep the price high. Here's a video by Mr. Flo, shout out to you. He tried to get an interview with Dr. Nicolas Kokkalis, who's the Pi Network CEO. Here's his LinkedIn profile. Apparently he's a PhD from Stanford and working on Pi for the last 6.5 years. And so again, right now, in anticipation of tomorrow, the price is rallying. There is a lot of attention, and attention always leads to price increases. But when we zoom out a little bit and we have a look at the Pi price relative to Bitcoin, since its trading started on OKX, we are pretty much just going sideways. Initially, we had our sell-off, our recovery, now we're sideways, and this is our recent rally, a bit over 30%. What's the immediate potential upside from here? It's around 70%. Of course, if Binance really lists Pi tomorrow, we will see a price surge. If that does not happen, people might dump again because the migration might stop. This seems to have been the last extension. I personally do not have any stake in the Pi token. And that's not necessarily because of the project, but just because the overall crypto environment is very, very hostile right now. Pretty much all altcoins are going down in the double digits. And so I make money by betting on falling prices. So for example, here, this is PancakeSwap. I made money betting on falling prices of that token. Here is Dogecoin. I also made money betting on falling prices of Doge. So I started shorting both of those tokens on the 14th of February. Here's the announcement in the premium membership. And the reason why I'm sharing this now also on YouTube is because I've already closed both of those positions. So Cake with a profit of 27% and Doge with a profit of 32%. And so this is the problem that Pi is currently facing, right? It's working against strong headwind. Crypto itself is rather contracting. People are rather getting risk off now. Instead of trying to find the needle in the haystack, the one or two altcoins that might outperform, I'm just betting on the haystack doing worse. I'm just making money while everything is going down. It's of course not super straightforward. It's not super easy. That's why most people don't bet on falling prices. A lot of people are scared to get liquidated. A lot of people don't know even how to set up short positions or how to have proper risk management. That's why I made dedicated videos on this entire topic as well. All of those tutorial videos, there's more than 100 in total, are around risk management, are around shorting, are around on-chain analytics. That's the content that doesn't do that well on YouTube because YouTube is more about direct price predictions. But this is very useful to simply build up skills over time. Because this is how I fundamentally see crypto, right? Crypto is both a game of luck, but also of skill. And the more we play the game and the more skilled we are, the more the expected value will then turn into real value. So we're simply working with probabilities. And if you can just bet on something that works 55% of the time, if we bet often enough, we tend to make alpha. The more knowledge we have, the more informed we are compared to the rest of the market, the more alpha we will accrue over the long term. That's why I think skill acquisition is so important. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $125 per month. The link is down below. It's thebitcoinstrader.com. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, just message me within the first 7 days. I will refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you next time on YouTube or potentially also in premium. Cheers.